In crypto, speed matters, but trust matters more. At Caleb and Brown, you're never on your own. We connect you with your own personal broker and a 24/7 team, ready to help you buy, sell, or swap over 250 digital assets with one flat, transparent fee. No spreads, no slippage, no hidden costs. Get the best market prices through deep, aggregated liquidity executed by our professional trading desk. Your funds are secured with institutional-grade cold storage for total peace of mind. Track every move in real time with our intuitive client portal, anywhere, anytime. Whether you're trading as an individual, trust, or business, we give you speed, security, and peace of mind. Thousands of clients in over 100 countries already trust Caleb and Brown. Visit calebandbrown.com and start your personalized crypto journey today.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Blockchain Brew Show. Make sure my mic is on. Guys, it's just me here today for a little bit. T-Square's got some stuff to take care of today, and I'm only going to be on for a short while just to hop on the charts and cover some things with you guys. I'm going to cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. I'm going to cover, a lot of those sleeper AI movers that we've been tracking on the show for the last several weeks, like Bless, TA, CoAI. I'm going to look at some of those low cap projects, see if they're doing anything different on the chart since the last time we checked. And then we're going to take a look at our BYDFi VIP trading signals. We're going to take a look at that live for you guys. So without further ado, I'm not going to be getting into news today. So let me share my screen, throw the Bitcoin chart up there, and we're going to get right to it today. So put a +1 in the chat if you're down for a quickie, for a TA quickie. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta stop saying stuff like that. You know, someone's gonna clip me one day and be like, "Isn't this guy a Christian?" It's not a crude joke. It's just a joke about like common human experience, you know. I got water right now, so I really am the most hydrated crypto influencer on YouTube today. Got water because I'm headed to a worship night later at the church. So there you go. Let me also fix this banner here, guys. Are we done with the Halloween banners yet? I think we can keep using them through the weekend, right? Like that's acceptable. There we go. I like that one. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to erase all my drawings here from the chart, remove 10 drawings. Welcome into the chat, Joe from Trade Intuition. Big fan of Joe's. We went lower. Well, we went a bit lower. It's all right. Yeah, welcome in, Joe. Big fan of Joe's. Always appreciate him hopping in here in the chat, showing his support. Oftentimes hopping on here on the stream and showing his support that way, which is very generous of him with his time. And so everybody go give Joe a like and a follow over there at Trade Intuition. And welcome in Kitten on Fire. Welcome in Amelia, or I don't know if you guys are seeing usernames or whatever. So welcome in Based Philosophy Mom. Welcome in Matthew Clevy. How did you learn to read graphs? By graphs, I'm assuming you mean the chart here. Well, I started the same way that everyone else in crypto started reading charts, which is watching YouTubers that read charts. So that's where I started. That's where most of us started. So if that's where you're starting, that's not a bad place to start. It's just a bad place to stay. That's how I would say it. Like if your charting education is just coming from watching a YouTuber, not a bad place to start. It's just a bad place to stay and hang out, Yeah. So, the reason why is the stuff that I've been saying for the last couple of days. Yesterday was October 31st. It was Reformation Day. It was the 508th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation. And one of Luther's big theses was not the 95 theses, but one of his big premises was sola scriptura. It was, don't take the Pope's word for it. Read the scriptures for yourself. And the carryover there that I've been saying for the last week now is, hey, don't take my word for it. Don't take someone else's word for it. Learn how to read the chart for yourself. Black Friday is coming up. Get an upgraded TradingView subscription at a discount. Get a free CoinGlass subscription. Go on ChatGPT. Say, give me one 10-minute exercise every day on how to read candlesticks. Give me one 10-minute exercise every day to cover one feature on CoinGlass and learn how to interpret this data for yourself. That's the beginning of your answer right now that I'll give you, Matthew Clevy, is, do that. 10 minutes every day on each thing. The 10 minutes on the charts, 10 minutes on CoinGlass. Have ChatGPT give you a study guide, and just start. An object that is at rest tends to stay at rest. An object that's in motion tends to stay in motion. So the first thing you got to do is get moving with it. The first thing you've got to do is open TradingView on your own phone and your own desktop every day, right? So there you go. And the reason that's so key is because, man, everyone has a different way of working these things. Like, I'm not saying there aren't tried and true principles, because there are, but everyone has their own way of kind of synthesizing all this, and you got to find what works for you at the end of the day. You can't just rely on what works for me, because everything is a game of statistics here. What works for me only works for me 60-something% of the time, So you have to land on what works for you more than 60% of the time. You don't need 100%. What you need is an edge on the market. You don't need 100%. You need 60% with good risk management. you need 60% with good stop losses and good entries, because then if you're winning 60% of the time, you're winning. And the 40% that you're losing, you're cutting off those losses when you can see that it's not going your way. So, all right, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. So I'm going to go to the week and I'm going to go to the 4 hour because I want today to be a little quick. So on the weekly, you can see, I've been talking about this. We're testing this 50-week moving average. This is the line in the sand for the bull market. We've held it here, held it back here. We've held it ever since back here in September of 2023. So guys, we're going on over 2 years now of holding this 50-week moving average. It corresponds with, if I'm on the log chart, it corresponds with this uptrending line of resistance. Okay. Let me change that color to yellow for you guys. So it corresponds with that uptrending line of resistance. And if I go to the linear chart, then our uptrending line of resistance ends up a bit lower. That it ends up at around, $94,000, $95,000, where we do have a CME futures gap. A gap that we do not have to fill, but it can happen, okay? Especially since, I believe we're going into an extended cycle. I believe the traditional 4-year bear market is dead. That does not mean we will not have a bear market. Guys, like a correction from the highs at $126,000 down to something like 94 is a bear market. Like in stocks, anything greater than 18% over a couple months period is a bear market. So guys, we will have bear markets, but the traditional 4-year cycle bear market, I believe, is dead. So, guys, we're going into an extended cycle. 2026 is the year of the business cycle. It's the year of monetary policy loosening. It's the year of quantitative easing and money printing. 2026 is also, if you watch Crypto Jeb, personally my favorite crypto YouTuber in the space. If you watch Crypto Jeb, he talks about the digit cycle. Is another way to look at things. Where, how long does Bitcoin spend hovering above the next digit? 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digits. How long did Bitcoin spend above $10,000 before it never revisited 10,000 again? Right? So that's what I believe that Bitcoin is fighting with right now at the 6-digit level at $100,000. So, there's just a lot to factor in here. We can go this low and still rip to $200,000 in Q1 of 2026, or something like that. So there we are in the weekly. Now, if I come to the 4 hour, let me go check up on the comments over here. The debt cycle was moved from 4-year to 5.4 years. You aren't early, but you are not late. Okay. Yeah. I hear 5% is the max you risk on any trade. Remember, only 6% of people own any crypto. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, man. So there we are in the weekly. And if I come to the 4-hour, my question that I'm asking myself is, where are we going to get a weekly candle close tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? The stochastic RSI is curving over right here on the 4-hour. It's pretty high. I don't like that. We are above the 21 moving average. Right now, the point of control is up here at $111,500. When I come back to the weekly chart, what do we need to see a green candle? Well, we would actually need a pump up above $114,565. Right now, the 4-hour chart is not showing me that. I will say, though, look how low the stochastic RSI is here on the weekly. Let me come down to the 1 day. I like the fight that we're putting up with this 200-day moving average. If you've been here the last couple of days, I'm not going to flip over to it right now, but you've been seeing me go to, BTC1 exclamation point up here in the top, and that's the CME futures chart. The 200-day moving average on the CME chart is actually much lower. So right here, it looks like we're not holding it. We're getting below it, recovering above it, dipping back below it, recovering above it. Well, if you look at the CME chart on Bitcoin, we're actually very much holding above that 200-day moving average. And what you're basically doing on that chart is erasing all of the weekend data. So, it's interesting to see over there that we're actually holding that level. Not to mention, like, the MACD on the daily looks like it can start moving back green here. We haven't gotten a bearish cross yet. The stochastic RSI looks like it could put in a bottom, and the RSI looks like they could both put in a bottom here at the neutral areas, instead of having to come all the way down, and those would put in higher lows. Okay, so on the daily, I don't hate it, but it needs to prove itself. 4-hour, this is this probably isn't a good triangle to draw. I'm just playing around with it, but I want to see us make a higher low here. On this 4-hour. Now, if I'm just drawing trend lines and not patterns, then yeah, like the 4-hour doesn't look like it has the gas right now. The stochastic is all the way up here. Price has got to move sideways and down for a little bit, in my opinion. Because we're not at the phase where, like, the Stokes are so overbought right now, and I don't see some sort of bullish catalyst coming in that's just going to make us defy this. So, like, I'm looking to see a move back down, on the RSI, on the stochastic RSI, and bounce from there, or maybe come down further all the way to the dotted line and make a bounce from there. Okay. and I'll make that a little bit neater for you guys. I'm just going to use an arrow. Okay. Got to come down somewhere. And that's going to mean a move down on price. So where are our lines of support? This is where you could look for entries if it fits your research. You know, you've got a level here. You've got a level right here. You know, and how am I drawing these? I'm drawing these off of, you know, touch points on the candles, you know, on preferably candle closes. And so you see this area right here where this rejection area, right? This rejection area. This support area. You know, and then you have this cluster of rejection, this cluster of support. You know, and eventually you obviously got breakthroughs of these levels, but that's where I could see price action stopping for the moment and then getting a recovery. So that's either $109,175 on the high end or $107,491 on the low end. You know, so if you put a limit order for an entry up at, you know, 109.2, you maybe don't go in with like a large percentage of your entry right away. You know, see what happens. See if it does bounce support off of that level. You know, or if it breaks through it. You know, sometimes just reacting to to what the chart does is better than trying to front run it. So, let me come back over here to the comments. Okay, so next thing. Ethereum. Okay, looks this, you know, pretty similar to me as Bitcoin, except Ethereum is a little bit ahead of what Bitcoin's doing, it looks like. And I say that because the stochastic RSI on Ethereum on the 4 hour is already rounded over, and it is a little bit further into its move down already. So Ethereum, you know, same stuff. Same kind of behavior as Bitcoin is what I'm seeing. Cardano. So right now for Cardano, let me remove my drawings. You know, at the end of the day, this weekly triangle right here is still intact. So when Cardano rips out of this, it can rip very quickly. It can rip to $3 in a matter of weeks. It really can. The only question is, you know, a matter of sitting around and waiting for that to actually make a break of this triangle. Let me get this on the log chart here. So that kind of move can happen very quickly, because when the flag of this triangle was forming, when the flagpole was forming, it happened very quickly in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. The breakout could happen in 5 weeks. There's nothing that says it can't. Like it can happen very violently and quickly. We're holding above the 200-week moving average, which is coming in at 56 cents. So, if you can get a stop loss under 56 cents, I think that's a great place. Preferably, if you can get your stop underneath the pattern here at 53 cents, I think it's a great place for a 10 to 20x long, in my opinion. Especially the stochastic RSI on the weekly is at 0. So that is a great place, in my opinion. So manage your risk, but that's what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and look at CoAI. Come back over here and look at the comments. Jim, what's up? Jim, how is it going? Good to have you here. I need a chart with more data than that. Let's see here. Binance. Okay, I guess they all don't have any data. It's new. It's a new coin. So CoAI, the thing that's going to rope people into this trade, myself included, is like the fact that from right here, you've got an almost 1,300% move back to the highs, back to the all-time high. This can rip. The high is at $20. This thing is $1.04. So, when that happens, you also got to ask yourself, like, why did it go back down to $1.40? Like, and from my research today, I've found just that the answer to that is just speculation, rumors of the website was like down for a little bit, but it was down for maintenance, and the rumor going around on Twitter was that the team left and they're gonna rug. It is true that like over 90% of the token supply is held by the team, but it's locked up. There's no reason you should ever invest too large an amount of money into something that's new and 90% of the supply is held by the team. Because if they want to rug it, they can sell the whole thing, leave, go live on a yacht somewhere, and never, touch it ever again. So, that is your risk with something like this. But the token supply is locked up. There's a plan for it. Things are those plans are out there and running. I mean, they all are, but there is no evidence yet that it's a scam. So that being said, if you can get it back, if they do run this back, which you would think they want to, right? Like if you were the whales providing liquidity or the high volume traders providing the liquidity for the big pumps on the way up here, don't you want to run that back? Fill up your pockets again? I mean, that's not always going to happen, but you at least got to ask the question. So, you also have what looks to me like this falling wedge here. That kind of move can only, well, I don't want to say that because it can easily fall further, but you do have a large, you have a lot of liquidity right here, that it's going to run into. But it definitely, it can go a long ways down again. It can. The stochastic looks like there's some early signs of strength. Like you look at You look at the strength of this move right here on the stochastic RSI, but the price isn't really matching it yet. Maybe the price is going to catch up to that. Even if it goes back, even if it just comes back to this 21 period moving average, to move back to $2. So, if you look at the 1 hour, it looks toppish on the 1 hour. Like, it's fighting with this 21. It could get rejected there. The stochastic has gotten a little overbought. So there you go. Coming over to Bless. So guys, here on the 1 hour, stochastics are low. I'd like to see us get above the 21 and get above the 200 moving average and stay above that. And then we go to the 4 hour. Okay, so we're holding the 21 period moving average right here on the 4 hour. Even if we go to the point of control at 35 at 3.5 cents, I wouldn't hate that. I'd like to see this nice higher low here. I'd like to see that maintain. Because this move could get us heading back in a good direction. Bless could finish, the stochastics could finish this move down to the dotted line here. So what you have, you've got a high. Okay. Up here, you've got a high, a lower high, a lower high. But this looks like the break of a downtrend now. So I mean, you could see that as a break of a downtrend. You could treat this whole thing like a huge descending triangle. You get this break out of the downtrending line of resistance, with some kind of retest going on here. Like to see it hold at the 21 where it's at right now. If not, I'd like to see it hold at the point of control, and then move back up from there and target this high to knock that out first, and then hopefully get a move back to all-time highs. I'm pretty optimistic about Bless. So, and that's a monster move right there. So there you go. Yeah, I wanted to get on here, guys, and run through some coins with you guys. Let me come over here to our X account. share this tab instead. So guys, we have a new $100 giveaway going on. All you have to do is go to our X account and share the pinned post, right? So you share this pinned post right here, preferably quote it and say something about it instead of reposting. But either way, share the pinned post right here, and you'll be entered for a $100 giveaway, and the winner will be drawn on November 15th. So winner drawn November 15th. In the meantime, anyone who shares this will be entered to win $100. And if you don't have an account with us, you will have to create an account with BYDFi using our link in order to win. And the reason for that is because that's where I'm going to send the 100 USDT. I'm going to send it to your trading account. So there you go. So you have to have an account to win it. And when you sign up, when you create an account with BYDFi, you'll get $1,000 bonus when you deposit $5,000. No minimum trading required. Simply deposit and start trading. And so the levels, you get a 60% bonus when you deposit $100. You get a $60 bonus to trade with. You get a $100 bonus, a 20% bonus. When you deposit $500, you get a $200 bonus when you deposit $1,000, and you get a $1,000 bonus when you deposit $5,000. You don't have to trade with that money to get the bonus. So there you go. We also have this trading competition, not a competition actually, just a trading reward event going on right now from the 1st to the 15th. Users can earn massive rewards in USDT by reaching corresponding trading volume during the event period up to $10,000 in crypto trading rewards. So, you can, you do greater than $1 million worth of trading volume, get $130 in USDT. That sounds like a lot. It's really not that much because it includes leverage. So there are some people out there that regularly trade this kind of volume, and it is worth it to them to pick up some of this free money. So, if you're someone out there that's constantly putting $5,000 positions on 20x leverage, I mean, you're generating $100,000 of volume per trade. You know what I mean? So it's not this is not as hard as you think it is. If you're not used to understanding volume, right? But there you go. So this is worth it to some people out there. So that's why I'm taking the time to mention it. And last but not least, guys, if you get into our Discord, the way that you get into our Discord is by becoming a YouTube channel member. So since we're YouTube partners now, we can take memberships. If you get into the $9.99 per month channel membership, that's where the link to our community Discord exists. And the reason why you want to be in the Discord is because it will give you access to VIP trading signals. So you get into the YouTube channel membership at $10 a month. That's where you get the Discord link. Once you get in the Discord link, you can see mine and T-Square's updates, right? You can see all of our community updates. You can see our charts, from me and T-Square specifically. And when you verify that you have a BYDFi account with our link that's funded with at least $100, you verify your user ID right here, and that gives you access to VIP trading signals, swing trading signals, scalp trading signals, and market analysis every day. Last couple of days have been slow. It's just been giving you a lot of support and resistance. Sometimes it gives you much more detailed market analysis like this, right? Swing trading signals. Guys, this is where I got in on Bless because of these signals. The day that Bless 10x'd, I was in that trade a couple weeks ago, and I got in it the night before because of these signals. So on the 30th, 2 nights ago, you have this this entry here, and this turned out to be a good entry. You had a long setup on XRP with an entry between $2.35 to $2.43, and a take profit at 260, stop loss at 232. So if you're someone that does not have the discipline of using a stop loss, then guys, get your free money from the deposit and just copy these trades while you learn that discipline of setting a stop loss and setting a take profit. You know, you have all these trades that it put you in that you know were closed in the green. You know, this last week was these last few days were bangers. Like, it got you in on Trump before it pumped. It got you in on virtual before it pumped. You know, these signals got you in on Bless before another good move. Got you in on Tau before a pretty good move. Got you in on Hyperliquid and QTUM. So there you go. There's a lot of stuff here. There's even scalp signals for shorter term scalp trading. And again, they give you an entry, a stop loss, and a take profit. Most of the time, they give you several take profit levels, which is a good habit to get in, so that you're not closing your entire trade at one level and then you're out of the trade while it keeps pumping. So there you go, guys. Quick stream today. Thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you, Jim, for hopping in. Thank you, Calvin. Let's see. Calvin said, October wasn't what everyone expected, perhaps pushing the next grind up into 2026. I agree with that. Interesting stat I heard, Bitcoin is up only 1% so far from 12 months ago. Fact check me. From exactly 12 months ago, I think it's up a little more than 1%. Because $109,000 was like the high. It's up a little more than that. I'm pretty sure, but that doesn't matter. The core of what you're saying right here, I absolutely agree with. Like, October wasn't what everyone expected, and this is the flip. This was the moment that should have flipped everyone that doesn't believe in an extended cycle. In my opinion, so. You know, I do believe this is, you know, now going to grind up into a good 2026. So thank you, Joe, for hopping in the chat. Everyone go give him a like and a subscribe over there at Trade Intuition. Thank you, Muffhead. Thank you, Matthew Clivey. Thank you, Kitten on Fire. I know that's an H, but I don't know how else to say it. Thank you, Based Philosophy Mom, Amelia. So yeah, thank you everyone for your support, guys. This community is why we do what we do. A channel is only ever as good as its community, and we are the most hydrated crypto community on YouTube. Cheers, even though I didn't drink a beer today. So and see you tomorrow at 4:45 p.m. for the weekly candle close.